Good morning, my dear students. Students, in the previous session, we have started Civics chapter number 5, Judiciary. And we have discussed about judicial system. So, judicial system consists of mechanism of courts that a citizen can approach when a law is violated. Means, when a citizen feels its fundamental rights have been violated, he can approach the court. We have also discussed about independent judiciary. So it is a very important organ of government and plays a crucial role in the functioning of India's democracy. We have learned about the role of judiciary, like it plays an important role in dispute resolution. We have learned about judicial review, which means judiciary has a power to strike down the laws made by the parliament. It can review the laws made by the parliament if judiciary feels that such laws are violating the basic structure of the constitution, or if such laws are violating the fundamental rights of the citizens. About third, like upholding laws and enforcing fundamental rights. So children, today in this session we will discuss about the structure of courts in India. Children, now we will discuss about the structure of courts in India. The structure of courts from lower to the highest level is such that it resembles a pyramid. Now there are three different levels of court in our country. That is Supreme Court, High Court and lower courts. Now there are several courts at the lower level and there is only one at the apex level. That is Supreme Court. The courts that most people interact with are subordinate courts or district courts. Now Indian judiciary comprises the Supreme Court at the apex level, followed by the higher courts in different states and subordinate courts. And all these courts are linked with each other. That is why we call them integrated judicial system. So judiciary is the most important organ of the government. Now children, I will tell you something about Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the highest court in India. Supreme Court is a guardian of Indian Constitution. Guardian of Indian Constitution means like Constitution is a book of set of rules and regulations, principles, laws, fundamental rights. So Supreme Court take care of these laws, principles, fundamental rights of the citizens. So Supreme Court is a guardian of Indian Constitution. Supreme Court is at New Delhi. Now Supreme Court deals with both civil and criminal cases. Now High Court is the highest court in the state. Each High Court in India has a jurisdiction of one or more states and union territories. And lower courts or district courts are at the district level. Children, you must have seen this statue in movies. This is a statue of Justitia, the goddess of justice, that personifies the judicial system across the globe. Now children, in the previous slide we have discussed about the different levels of courts in our country. That is Supreme Court, High Courts and lower courts. We also call them subordinate courts or district courts. So each state is divided into districts. So they have district court that are presided over by the district judge. Now each state has a high court, which is the highest court of that state. And each high court in India has the jurisdiction of one or more states and union territories. And it deals with the cases such as those concerning the fundamental rights of citizens, election petition, and other civil and criminal cases. Now, there are several courts at the lower level, while there is only one at the apex level, that is Supreme Court. So, at the top is the Supreme Court. So, Supreme Court is the highest court of India, highest court in India, that is located in New Delhi, and is presided over by the Chief Justice of India. And maximum of 30 and other judges. It deals with both civil and criminal cases. Now, most important point, the decisions made by the Supreme Court are binding on all other courts in India. Children, we have already discussed in the previous slide that all the three courts, all the different levels of courts, they all are linked with each other. And so we called it integrated judicial system, because they all are integrated with each other. And whatever decisions made by the Supreme Court, they are binding on all other courts in India. There are three different levels of courts in India. See these pictures. This is a picture of Supreme Court, and this is of High Court, and this is a picture of District Court. So all these different levels of courts are connected to each other. They are linked with each other. They are integrated. That is why we call integrated judicial system. And we have learned in the previous slide that the decisions taken by the Supreme Court are binding on lower courts, are binding on these courts. So we will understand this integrated judicial system with the help of story of Sudha in the next slide. Children, we have seen in India we have three different levels of courts: Supreme Court, High Court, and District Court or local courts. Now they all are linked with each other. They all are integrated with each other. Now integrated means the decision made by the higher courts are binding on the lower courts. Now we will understand this integration through the appellate system that exists in India. Which means if a person has, suppose if a person has filed a case in district court and he is not happy with the judgment given by the district court, if he feels that he has not got the justice in district court, now he has a right to appeal to the high court. Even if a person feels after that the judgment given by the high court is still not correct and they're not happy with the judgment, they have not got the justice, they have a right again to appeal to the Supreme Court. Now we have already learned that Supreme Court is the highest court of India. Supreme Court is at the apex level. So the decision given by the Supreme Court now is a binding on higher court and local court, district court. Means the decisions given by the Supreme Court, they are binding on lower courts like High Court and District Court. Even in case if a person has filed a case in district court and he is not happy with the judgment of district court, he has a right to appeal to high court. In that case also, the decision given by the high court is a binding on district court. If he is not appealing to the Supreme Court and he got a justice in high court only, then the decision given by the high court is binding on district court, because here high court is at a higher level than district court. So we will understand this appellate system through the case of Lakshman Kumar and his wife Sudha Goel versus State of Delhi. That is a case from lower courts to the Supreme Court. So children, we have seen there are three different levels of courts in India. They are Supreme Court, High Courts and lower courts, or we also call it district courts or local courts. Now, they all are linked with each other, which means we have integrated judicial system where the decisions taken by the Supreme Court and higher courts are binding on the lower courts. Like the decision of Supreme Court is binding on High Court and lower courts or district courts. So now to understand this, it is important to understand appellate system, where a person can appeal to higher courts if he feels that the judgment given by the lower courts is not just, is not correct, or he has not got justice in lower court. So he has a right to appeal in higher courts. And now to understand this, it is important to understand the story of Lakshman Kumar and others versus State, Delhi Administration 1985, from the lower courts to the Supreme Court. Now in February 1980, Lakshman Kumar married 20-year-old Sudha Goel and they lived in a flat in Delhi with Lakshman's brothers and their families. On 2nd September 1980, Sudha died in hospital due to burns. Her family filed a case in the court. When this was heard in the trial court. Trial court means where first cases are presented or started. So 4 of our neighbors were called in as witness. They stated that on the night of December 1st, they heard Sudha's scream and had forced their way into Lakshman's flat. And there they saw Sudha standing with her sari in flames. So they tried to extinguish fire by wrapping Sudha in a gunny bag and a blanket. There Sudha told them that her mother-in-law Shakuntala had poured kerosene oil on her and that her husband Lakshman had lit the fire. Now during the trial, members of Sudha's family and neighbor stated that Sudha had been subjected to torture by her in-laws and they were demanding more cash, scooter and a fridge on the birth of first child. Now as a part of their defense, Lakshman and his mother stated that Sudha's sari had accidentally caught fire while she was heating milk. On the basis of this and other evidences, the trial court convicted Lakshman, his mother Shakuntala and his brother-in-law Subhash Chandra and sentenced all three of them to death. Now, in November 1983, the three accused, they went to the High Court to appeal against the verdict of the trial court. Means, as we have already discussed, that if a person feels that the judgment given by the lower court is not just, is not correct, they have a right to appeal to the higher courts. So here Sudha's in-laws, they also appealed to the higher court. Now, after hearing the arguments of all the lawyers, High Court decided that Sudha had died due to an accidental fire caused by the kerosene stove. Now here Lakshman, Shakuntala and Subhash Chandra were acquitted. Acquitted means where court declared that these people are not guilty of crime. Now, in 1980, women's groups across the country, they spoke out against dowry deaths. So from above we can see that this is also a case of dowry death. So they protested against the failure of courts to bring these cases to justice. So from this we can see that in High Court, Sudha's family didn't get justice. So with the help of Federation of Women's Lawyers, Sudha's family had filed a separate appeal against the High Court decision in the Supreme Court. As I said, if a person feels that he didn't get justice or the decision given by the lower courts is not correct, they have a right to appeal to the higher courts. So here, with the help of Federation of Women's Lawyers, Sudha's family, they appealed in the Supreme Court against the decision of High Court. Now in 1985, the Supreme Court heard this appeal against the acquittal of Lakshman and the two members of his family. The Supreme Court heard the arguments of the lawyers and reached a decision that was different from that of High Court. Now Supreme Court found Lakshman and his mother guilty but acquitted, means they felt that the brother-in-law, Sudha's brother-in-law Subhash, he was not guilty because they didn't have enough evidence against him. And Supreme Court, they decided to send the accused to prison for life. So children, from this story we can understand two important things. First of all the three courts are linked with each other. They are integrated with each other, means the decision given by the higher courts is binding on lower courts. Means the decision given by the Supreme Court is binding on High Court and lower courts. And the decision given by the High Court is binding on lower courts. So they all are integrated with each other. We have integrated judicial system. Another most important thing which we have to understand, which we have to remember, that if a person feels that the judgment given by the lower courts is not correct or they didn't get justice in the lower courts, they have a right to appeal in the higher courts. Children, I hope you have understood the topic. Thank you, children. Stay home, stay safe.